Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, it's Wade Cosmic. And in this video, we got our Passionos updates for the upcoming War of the Realms updates. The Passionos aren't really that spicy or something to brag about. They're kind of okay, mid, decent, I guess, whichever term you wish to call it. But let's go to the patch notes real quick. So we got 4 new uniforms for Odin, for Enchantress, Malekith, and Angela. Odin is getting tier 4, Malekith and Angela are getting the Awakening, and Enchantress, she's getting a tier 3. So let's get into the uniforms real quick. Odin is getting the 1 million BC uniform. Honestly, just to keep it real with you guys, I don't like the 1 million BC design for Odin at all. This is a War of the Realms update. They're supposed to give him a War of the Realms uniform, which is the Iron Odin armor uniform that he was shown wearing when he was trying to protect his wife from the Dark Elves, if I recall correctly. And instead of giving him that Iron Odin armor, they gave him the 1 million BC Avengers uniform, which is I absolutely hate. Odin looks like a registered nurse. He looks like a homeless dude just came out from a garbage bin. Honestly, this is literally a major downgrade aesthetically to Odin. And also his playstyle is gonna be so similar and copy pasted to Thor, since he's using the Mjolnir hammer that Thor uses. So yeah, I really don't like the Avengers 1 million BC design, but it is what it is. For the uniform effect, he gets chain hit damage increased by 20% when attacking, and super armor, all basic defenses increased by 50%. His tier 3 skill now has a 50% all attack increase, which is something he didn't have on his previous uniform. His leadership now has increased lightning damage by 50% and debuff removal. Previous to that, his previous uniform had resistance increase instead of lightning increase, which is a major upgrade. First skill, nothing too spicy about, just bleed and decrease recovery rate. Second skill, shock and paralysis and barrier. Shock and paralysis, which is good for Alliance Battle Legend and Extreme. Third skill has silence and fracture, which is good for Alliance Battle Extreme and Alliance Battle Legend. He has 3-second invincibility and accumulation. Fourth skill, shock and paralysis, which is good for Alliance Battle Extreme and Legend. And he has 100% ignore target dodge rate with immunity to all damage by 100% and damage proc 35% for one attack. His fifth skill now has shock, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Shock, which is good for Alliance Battle Legend. He has 25% recovery of his max HP, 5-second invincibility, and all attack, all defense increased by 45% with 30% critical rate increase. 25% recovery of max HP, which is pretty good. His previous uniform had 30% recovery of his max HP on his third skill, and that healing from the previous uniform was bugged since the crows, they used to heal him every 3 seconds, if I recall correctly, and the healing was bugged because whenever he's on iframe he doesn't heal. So Odin on paper looks decent, he's good, nothing too spicy, but we'll have to wait and see how well he performs in game mode content. Enchantress War of the Realms, she's a big support for villain characters. So she gets a tier 3 and she's a support now, which is good. She gives all supervillain allies 20% increase to all attacks and 40% increase damage to boss types. Her leadership increased all debuffs effect by 4%, which is good back in the days in World Boss Ultimate, but now in World Boss Legend not so much. Maybe, who knows, we'll have to wait and see. Her her 4-star passive gives all allies mind resist by 20% and mind damage increase by 30%. And her tier 2 passive just applies to herself, some guaranteed dodge rates and skill damage and bonus damage. First skill, snare, nothing too spicy. Second skill, charm, deals 30% mind damage every 1 second, and she recovers equal to 50% of dot damage up to 20% of her max HP. This is pretty useless in World Boss Legend and Alliance Battle Legend and Alliance Battle Extreme, since these guys cannot be debuffed properly, but yeah. She also gives invincibility and ignore targeting for 3 seconds. Third skill, she has 0.8% accumulation. On the fourth skill, she has mind control and increased basic damage received by 5% that will apply to enemies, which is good. And she has paralysis. Also, she has 100% all damage immunity with 40% all attack, all defense increase. She doesn't get any crit rate buff, unfortunately, because she already gets a critical rate dodge. Oh no, she doesn't. My bad. She doesn't have any critical rate increase at all. Whatchamacallit, the fifth skill, she has 20% recovery max HP and 3-second invincibility. So she seems like she's a very good support for villain characters and mind damage characters. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Malekith. Malekith gets an awakening and a new uniform. Obviously, he gets a top to bottom rework, so let's check this one out. His uniform effect basically recovers 50% of his max HP when he gets hit on a 12% rate. This is pretty obvious and similar to his previous uniforms. Nothing too new to know about. Right now, his leadership is 30% energy defense increase and 20% debuff removal that applies to all allies. I'm pretty sure this was similar to his previous uniform as well, if I recall correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section down below, but pretty sure it's the same, just a debuff removal leadership. His fourth star passive right now gives him 20% increase of HP, 10% chain hit damage when attacking, and 60% recovery of his max HP when HP is below 30%. So much HP on this guy. Tier 2 passive right now is pretty much the same as his previous uniform. He deals 120% damage increase to superhero faction, and he has some skill damage bonus damage. Also, they added 20% damage reduction from super villains, I believe. Or no, it's just a flat 20% damage reduction to all types, which is something I don't recall he had on the previous uniform. First skill, nothing too impressive. Second skill is some paralysis. Third skill, super armor, all basic defense increased by 4%. He has 10 hits barrier. He also gives himself 50% all attack, all defense increase, and 35% critical rate frenzy buff. The fourth skill, recovery of 30% of his max HP, 6-second invincibility. 6-second invincibility, that's a lot. And he gives himself a 50% all basic attack increase for 10 seconds. The fifth skill right now has immunity to all damage and 0.1% accumulation. Also has paralysis and fear. Yeah, he looks pretty decent as well on paper. Don't think he's gonna be meta. Maybe for PvP, I'm not sure. Problem is that he doesn't have any eye from ignore. If they wish to go with him for PvP, he should have had at least some eye from ignore or something like that. But yeah, Angela, she's getting a uniform. Obviously, she's getting an awakening, and she becomes a support for hero allies, in the same way Enchantress was a support for supervillain allies. So her uniform effect applies to hero allies. Increase basic damage dealt to supervillain faction by 40%, and she is a superhero, which means she's gonna be a good support for Athena, if you guys still use her, or Scarlet Witch, if you guys still use her till this day, or maybe Shadow Shield if you guys still use her, because if you guys don't remember, we never had any support for superhero female days at all. So the female superhero and the female universal day, we never had any female support like that. The only one that we had was Phyla-Vell, and Phyla-Vell's support wasn't good enough. So this is a big game changer. This is a very big game changer, so I'm obviously gonna try and get her. Her tier 2 passive applies to self, guaranteed dodge rates 25% and guaranteed crit rate by 35%, skill damage and bonus damage 40%, 30% respectively. First skill, nothing too spicy. Second skill, just some paralysis, which is good for Alliance Battle Extreme. Third skill, she has snare, bleed, and paralysis, which is good for Alliance Battle Extreme. Not the snare and the bleed, they're kind of useless. She also gives herself 5-second invincibility and 30% all defense, all attack increase. Fourth skill, silence and accumulation. Silence good for Alliance Battle Extreme. Fifth skill, She has another silence, which is good for Alana's battle extreme and incapacitation. She also gives us a 30% recovery her max HP and basic damage increase by 50% for one attack. It's a damage proc, which is good, pretty good. Odin tier 4. Odin tier 4 right now gives him immunity to all debuff, which is very similar to Thanos' fourth skill if I recall correctly. He gives himself also immunity to all debuff. This is the second time we've seen this buff. He also gives himself increase all basic attacks by 100% and recover 10% of his max HP for 10 seconds. Pretty good, pretty good. Kind of similar to Moon Knight, honestly, kind of similar to him, or maybe Star-Lord, however is to interpret that. Enchantress tier 3, basically she gets a tier 3 now. She gets a 35% all attack, all defense increase with 35% critical rate, which is pretty good, something substantial that needs to be given to tier 3 characters under tier 3. Obviously some serious buffs, which is this one. I absolutely love this. She also applies to enemies increased basic damage received by 5% for 3 seconds only. That is so low, but yeah, she looks pretty good on paper, although I think Enchantress will be used widely as a support character on the larger scope of utility. Also, this is the tier 3 animation for Enchantress. Take a look at it one more time. She kind of looks similar to Polaris tier 3. Kinda. Yeah. I guess they have something for green energy type characters. Yeah. Anyways, Malekith gets an awakening. He gets paralysis, critical rate, critical damage increase, ignore target dodge rate by 70%, obviously 8-second invincibility, debuff removal for 7 seconds, 50% damage proc for one attack, and 25% all attack, all defense increase respectively, which is something normal for awakened characters. Also the same effects that Ulick now has. Ulick also now has an awakening, which is pretty new. Maybe Ulick gets a uniform in the future and he becomes such a, I don't know, a tank, I guess. Let's take a look at their awakening skill. These are their awakening skill for both Malekith and Ulick. Let's take a look at it one more time. Looks pretty good. So yeah, now we get to the artifacts. Odin gets a, however you used to call it, a Jean Grey, a Scarlet Witch, a Star-Lord, or a Gore type artifact where he increased basic damage to supervillain faction by 20% and decreased damage received from supervillain faction by 20%. This actually copy-pasted the artifact from Captain America. Now I remember. Yeah. It's a copy-pasted the artifact from Captain America. But still pretty good. Enchantress applies to herself increased minus damage by 30% and ignore target dodge rate by 20%. Malekith gives himself increased basic damage dealt to enemies with 50% HP or below by 20%. Is this like Kingo type artifact or Makari type artifact? Because yeah, pretty good, pretty decent. What's his name? Ulick gets the Gilgamesh type artifact. When HP is below 40%, recovers 80%, of his HP and increases his max HP by 75%. Yeah, this looks very similar to Gilgamesh, although Gilgamesh is a little bit more higher than it is right now, right? Yeah, we got some future pass rewards over here. Definitely not gonna buy any of these passes, not legendary, not mythic, nothing too spicy about it. These are the icons: Enchantress, Angela, Odin, and Doctor Strange. Interesting. Huh. Anyways, yeah. We got a uniform collection for these characters. We got some other improvements and changes. I'm not gonna get through all of these changes because they're kind of pretty much irrelevant and not useful as much, because you're still gonna maneuver through all of it anyways, whether or not you use these changes. New agent support, it's pretty insane. They give new stuff for new players, but the players that have been in this game for a while now, They don't get anything major as much. Especially the players that have spent a lot of money on this game, like VIP 20 characters. I'm VIP 9 or 10 or something like that. Yeah, it's pretty insane how they just rush through newer players, but the existing players really don't exist. Anyways, timeline survival is changing. I don't think any changes in timeline survival is gonna impact that. If the rewards don't change, then the game mode is basically the same. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. We have to wait and see through the rewards of the game mode how well they are. We got some game error fixes, and that's basically it. So overall, this update seems kind of mediocre to me. Honestly, I don't know why they were thinking of a War of the Realms update. Where's Kang? Yeah, where's I don't know, native tier 3 character, a newer world boss legend, I guess. Bro, Kang's dying right now. He's in the game, but he's not even playable right now, and we've been dying for Kang for months now. Months. Okay, ever since Ant-Man and Quantumania came out, Kang didn't come out up until 2 months or 3 months later. Yeah, where is Kang? I don't know where he is. But War of the Realms update, and especially they gave Odin a 1 million BC uniform. What the hell, man? What the hell? What about Iron God? What is his name? Iron God Odin uniform. Like, I know I'm kind of nitpicking right now, but there has to be some serious changes in the developers team direction, because they're picking up some of the most randoms updates. War of the Realms was a decent comic run, but it wasn't really some impactful comic run. If coming from a guy who reads comics a lot, this wasn't a really impactful comic run in my personal opinion. But yeah, yeah. Anyways, this is the update we're getting right now. War of the Realms update. Nothing too major about it, nothing too spicy, just some decent new changes. Odin looks like like I said, a registered nurse, bro. He went from being the king of Asgard to just being some random homeless guy holding a hammer and drunk. If you guys haven't read 1 million BC comic runs, he literally was like that. Even in the current Avengers, the recent current Avengers run, they showcase him like that. So yeah. Anyways, this is the patch notes that we got for today. The patch notes will drop live tonight in the morning. I don't recall which hour. I have to look afterwards. Pretty sure they mentioned the hour in here somewhere, right? No, they don't mention it. They mentioned it in another post. Yeah. So patch notes are dropping tomorrow morning. Well, tonight for me, tomorrow morning for certain people. I don't know who it is, but yeah. Really excited to see how well these characters are. I'm definitely gonna be buying Enchantress and Angela as support type characters. Odin, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but nevertheless, this is the update we got. So we're just gonna wrap it up right here, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe and share, so it'll help the channel grow. Hit the notification ring bell so you won't miss out on any of the upcoming videos I'll be posting on this channel. Join my Discord server, the link is in the description box below, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care, peace.